Hey guys, it's Adam, aka Swimming Bird, and we are back again. It's Thursday, and that means it's a new Snapshot, 12W18A for May 3rd. Now, this one might be a little deceptive because it doesn't seem like there's too much added, but it is a big one in terms of the future of the game. So let's get into it here. As always, I apologize because the Snapshot is going to be a little foggy, but that's just because I can't use Optifine for these early builds. So, what's new? The big thing is that Operation Splitting Supernova, as developer Dinnerbone called it, that is starting to be in effect. That means single and multiplayer worlds are going to be merged pretty soon here. So when you create a single player world, it's going to make it very easy to segue that into a multiplayer server for you and your friends. One of the ways you can see that is going to happen is that if you use tab here in the cheats area that you can normally do in single player with some of the new Snapshot stuff, you can see that there's a lot more commands. Before, in I believe week 16, it was just game mode and that type of thing, but now it's got pardon and kick and all the server commands. So you can see they're starting to implement that, and that's probably going to be a while coming. They actually have said too that 1.3 is going to be a long time coming. It probably won't be here anytime soon, so I'm betting sometime during the summer because they have a lot to do before they kick this one out. So it's going to be a while before we update, so don't worry about, you know, having your servers go down and stuff. So yeah, that is the huge thing. It's going to be so much easier to play with your friends now without having to pay for a big server. Another cool thing I can show you in the options here, in the video settings, there's a new thing right here, server textures on off. You can't really see that right now, but it actually, whoever is in charge of the server can set a recommended server texture pack, and then it will ask you when you log on whether you want to use that texture pack, and the server operator can set it to whatever, you know, whatever texture pack that they think the server players should use. So if you have like a space themed server, you could use a space texture pack, and that could be pretty cool. You know, you could do a lot with that so that easily your whole server can download the texture pack that you need. While I'm talking, I'm going to do a little bit of chopping here because these jungle leaves, this is a little new addition, but maybe we'll get to see it. I actually need to set game mode off, but they made it so that jungle leaves will now drop cocoa beans. I had it happen once, but it took a while. It's pretty rare. So yeah, some other new additions. We got the texture pack. Another one is Hardcore Mulitplayer servers. Now this one is going to be kind of difficult. I don't know how many people are gonna use it, but basically, if you set up a hardcore server, then you and all your friends that play on there will be set to play basically like hardcore single player, except when one of you dies, that person gets banned from the server, but then the server map also gets deleted. So it's basically just like single player. So if somebody comes in and trolls and kills one of your friends, then that whole world is gone. So basically, hardcore multiplayer is probably only going to be for people that really want to play with their friends. Let's jump back in here, sorry. If you want to play with your friends and have kind of a co-op experience and not have to, you know, worry about fighting each other. Oh, my wooden axe just broke. Okay, so yeah, it's hardcore survival servers. That is pretty cool, but I don't know how many people will use that. One big thing that will affect pretty much everybody is that chunks are going to now load faster. That should help a lot of the people with slower computers, especially me. But just traveling around, it should make the game look a lot better too when the chunks load faster rather than flying into a new area and the chunks aren't even there. Some other stuff we got, there's a lot of improvements to silk touch and block picking. A lot of those are kind of vague though. I tried out a few things with silk touch, trying to pick cobwebs and giant mushrooms, but those didn't work for me. Giant mushrooms are really hard to grow now that little mushrooms can only be planted in areas that have shade, but they added that stuff. One thing I can show you here that's kind of cool is that wooden tools and weapons can now just be thrown into a furnace, and you can use that. They burn for a very short amount of time, I think around the time like a stick would. But if you start the game and you have your wooden pickaxe, you can, you know, just burn it up in the furnace rather than have it sit in a chest and, you know, not do anything. Another cool thing is that these blocks here, the wooden slabs, you can see, last time we had the snapshot, if you placed one as an upper slab, it would turn into this normal wood color, but now it will be the right color it's supposed to be. And speaking of those, if we go back into creative here, I can show you that they have renamed a lot of these blocks to be a lot more intuitive. So now we have oak wood slabs and oak wood planks, and respectively for spruce and birch and jungle. So those are all organized, but then also sandstone. There's hieroglyphic sandstone and smooth sandstone, and then we have our mossy stone bricks and crackstone bricks. They're just named better now and more organized than they used to be. So that keeps them a little more straight than they were before. So here's another thing. We didn't get any cocoa beans, but I can show you that villagers now with the egg, you can sprout them, and look, we got a butcher, and there's a librarian, normal villager, another butcher, there's the blacksmith, and let's see if we can get a priest here. But yeah, basically the villagers, when you use the egg, they will spawn in different random professions, going through all 5, I believe. There we go, there's the priest. So that's all those guys, and you can actually just get all of the different types of villagers now without having to breed them, which is going to be very helpful because I have a game I've got in mind that I'm going to use that involves zombies attacking different types of villagers, and all the players that play the game will choose a different type of villager. There they go, scattering. The villagers, I don't know if this is, I don't think this is any different, but they seem a lot faster than they used to. It just seems like it's very hard for the zombies to actually catch these guys. Look how much faster the villagers are. Unless the villagers get cornered, they can't really get taken down. And one other thing is that sounds now, all the sounds should be working in multiplayer. Certain things like skeletons shooting their bow, and button presses, and different stuff like that, experience collecting, a lot of that didn't have the right sound in multiplayer, but now it should. But a side effect of this new fusion of multiplayer and single player is going to be that all the bugs that are in multiplayer are going to be in single player now. So they're going to have to fix a lot of that stuff. But one really good thing is that Mojang can now just work on one version of the game. They're not working on single player and multiplayer separate. So we don't have to worry about a lot of this stuff taking longer than it normally would, so they can get both versions running. So all in all, I think this is a really cool update that they're making. It's going to take a while for them to fix, get a lot of this stuff going, you know, with the multiplayer, single player fusion, because they only basically just started that. You can't really do anything right now that I know of, starting like a server on a single player map. But they're starting to work on it. So 1.3, to sum up, it's going to be a long time coming here. Probably not this month anytime, I'm going to guess, but we're going to have it sooner than later, hopefully within the next few months, I would guess. But they're putting a ton of work into this, so it's going to be a huge update. Lots of little things, but some huge things that are going to change the way the game works forever. That librarian is checking my butt out, and he's wearing purple, so... anyways, it looked like he just stuck his butt at me. Alright, so that's pretty much it. There's a lot of little things in this update, so hopefully I didn't miss any. I'll see you guys here next week for the next update, and hopefully we'll get some new stuff. I know John Kagstrom, the guy who works at Mojang that does the AI, is still working on scrolls, so that's probably why we haven't seen any new monsters and new animals and stuff. So I hope when he's done with scrolls he can come back and add a few new things like that. Maybe our dragons and our horses that we're, you know, waiting for. So I hope he'll come back on the team soon and work on that. But right now there's a lot of cool new things in 1.3. So I'll see you guys next week for the next update. Sorry for all the talking in this one and not showing as much, but a lot of this stuff is, you know, just theoretical right now, but it will be in the future. So thanks for watching. Please leave a rating and a comment, and I'll talk to you guys then. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye.